It's almost time for the Rumble. It's almost time for the Royal Rumble. I've got a loaded No DQ panel tonight. We are here to discuss the 2022 Royal Rumble event in St. Louis, Missouri. We got a lot to discuss. We got 2 Rumble matches, some potential surprises. We're going to try to get through this as quickly as possible, but real quick, I would like to get everyone's overall thoughts on the Rumble on a scale of 1 to 10, your excitement level. We're going to go in order here. We're going to start with good old JM, Jeff Meacham, veteran of No DQ. Jeff, your thoughts on this year's Royal Rumble?
And the old Vince crawling out of his freaking medical bed here to do the panel today. Okay, so Jesus, I'm terrible. I'm actually looking forward to it. I wasn't going to be home for the Rumble because I had a friend of mine's band had a gig Saturday, but now it's been canceled. So I'll be home doing the watch along with the Simple Man and our team. So I'm looking forward to it. 10 out of 10. I'm excited.
Shout out to Noah Foster, who's been doing the No DQ Predictions League. Make sure you guys follow him. And we got somebody who's on our video for the first time. He's been active watching the videos. He's been in the chat rooms. We got Dwayne Atkinson here with us tonight. Dwayne, how's it going, my friend? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you looking forward to this pay-per-view?
How's it going, gentlemen? So happy to be here. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while, actually. They started out great with day 1. I'm looking forward to the Rumble. Scale of 1 to 10, I'm a 10.
All right, so we got 2 10s so far. It's pretty hyped, this Royal Rumble, and WWE was off to a good start with day 1, like you said, Dwayne. Let's throw it over to Mikey T. Mikey, how are you feeling? Are you going to go with a 10?
Well, Aaron, man, with the mention of the Royal Rumble being in St. Louis, that's Randy Orton's, hometown. So I expect we're going to get a nice showing from Randy Orton in this Rumble. So I'm going to go ahead and give this thing an 8. We got a mismatch of a Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Like, why are we getting it so early? But we got a couple good championship matches. Only one women's title. Charlotte's in the main event. So I'm going to give it an 8.
All right. And now we throw it over to the man who's just happy
to be here.
Big Baller G, how's it going?
Doing pretty good. I'm excited for the Rumble as always. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 as well.
Wow.
And shout out to The Undertaker 575 finally catching us. It's a public holiday in Australia. And if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like and spread the word. You can share the link to this video right now, and let's get some live viewers in here. And be sure to
stack of Jeffs for you. So.
Be sure to leave your comments in the chat room. And last but not least, he is Jerry Rumble with us tonight. Jerry, your thoughts?
I'm thinking 7 out of 10. That's only because I gotta be against the rest of you guys, and also my whole thing is I'm excited to see who's actually going to be in the Rumble, surprises and whatnot. Especially if they're just going to start bringing back people they just got done firing. So it's going to be kind of a treat, and the build up to WrestleMania on this one's going to be pretty awesome, I believe. But at the same time, I can't get any more hype than a 7.
All right, well, fair enough. I am going to go with a 9. I'm pretty stoked for this pay-per-view. I think the only way it could have been better was that if maybe we had more of a star-studded lineup with the men's Rumble. I feel that lineup, minus the surprises, is a little lackluster. The women's, I feel, actually has a more intriguing announced lineup going in. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we will get a couple of really interesting surprises. With that being said, let's go ahead and get right into our predictions. We're going to start off with a mixed tag team match. We got Edge, the Rated R Superstar, along with Beth Phoenix, teaming up against The Miz and Maryse. Now, back at day 1, we saw Edge versus The Miz, and that kind of set up this mixed tag team match. Edge and his wife, Beth Phoenix, teaming up together in a WWE ring. We're going to start off with Big Baller G. Your thoughts on this match? Now, Miz lost at day 1. What do you think's going to happen here? Maybe Miz gets his win back, or does Edge pick up another W?
So this should be a fun match. It's the It couple versus the Great couple. Obviously, yesterday on Raw, Edge and Beth got the upper hand on them, and with WWE, typical WWE booking, like if whoever gets the upper hand the show before, they'll usually lose. But I'm going the opposite. I'm going with Edge and Beth Phoenix to get the win here. I feel like Maryse and Miz are going to have some kind of spat or something, and something's going to go wacky with them, and they're just going to, Edge and Beth Phoenix. Simple as that.
All right, we're going to throw it over to Dwayne. Would you like to agree or disagree with Big G?
I'm going to have to disagree. My personal opinion, this match should have took place at Mania instead of the Rumble. However, this ain't one end at the Rumble, I don't think. I'm going general 50-50 booking. Edge won the first one. I'm going with Miz and Maryse to steal this one.
All right. Bold prediction there. I wonder if anybody else will agree with you on that one. Jerry Slaughter, what do you think?
Jerry Rumble.
Jerry Rumble. I'm Jerry Rumble. Kind of like John Hennigan, Johnny Gargano do that whole
I love that
pay-per-view at the end. That's how it'll be from here on. Hopefully it'll work. But I see actually see Maryse picking up the pin on Beth Phoenix. That kind of still protects Edge and Miz at this point, and also the fact that it could be some sort of surprise roll up or some crap like that. But I could actually see Maryse even pulling off the win and just us not hearing the end of it for a while.
Well, I'm a little surprised because I thought this was a no-brainer that Edge and Beth Phoenix were winning this. I mean, Edge is up here. Miz, he's kind of down here.
But they're trying to bring him up here.
Edge, they're grooming Edge for something bigger, I think, than a program with the Miz. And, going into WrestleMania, well, you guys could be right. Walter Cruz thinks that it might be 50-50 and this feud might continue, but I was thinking this was going to be it. And I'm going to stick with it. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm saying that Edge picks up another win here with Beth Phoenix, and Edge moves on to bigger and better things. And Miz is lucky if he gets to be in the WrestleMania Battle Royal or whatever they do. Mikey T, what do you think?
Yeah, I would have to agree with you, Aaron. I don't think the Miz and Maryse are going to be getting that WrestleMania spot, Dwayne, like they did a few years back against John Cena and Nikki Bella. I think Edge is on to bigger things at WrestleMania. And Jerry, I don't think Beth Phoenix would be coming back to take a pinfall loss to Maryse.
Good point.
I want to point that out there as well. And another thing, I don't think this feud is going any further. This is going to be a 2-0 type of thing with Edge just getting the upper hand. He's obviously the bigger star, where he's a main event star, whereas the Miz is obviously a mid-card star. I'm shocked this feud is actually happening. But yeah, put me down. Noah, put me down for Edge and Beth Phoenix in probably what is a one-off.
All right. Jeff Meacham, last but certainly not least.
I'm going Miz and Maryse.
Wow.
I just got a feeling in my gut, and it's a sizable gut, so it's a big feeling. I have a feeling it's going to be Miz and Maryse. I can't really explain the gut reaction I have about it. I have this visceral feeling that Miz and Maryse are going to pull it off, whether it's tomfoolery, whether it's like somebody said, Maryse getting the over on Beth, so you protect Edge from whatever they're going to have him doing for later at Mania or whatever the case may be. But I definitely see Miz and Maryse picking up the victory here.
I'm a little surprised. I was not expecting it to be so split. I really thought
50-50 predictions.
Right?
Predictions.
They want to see this feud continue, I guess, Aaron.
I don't think it's continuing. I
don't think it is either.
Here. Please do not waste our time with Edge and Miz anymore on television.
And this is
the same thing with Edge and Randy Orton too. Back when they feuded for 17 years.
Yeah, but that's a different thing, Jerry. Edge and Randy Orton are two major stars. This This is like Edge taking a step back into the Intercontinental or United States Championship division.
I'll agree with that.
Jeff?
This isn't Edge taking a step back. This is helping Miz reclaim that step forward he lost in the shuffle of being involved with Rock and Cena 10 years ago, number one. Number two, just because Edge and Beth lose doesn't mean Edge loses a step. If Beth takes the fall, then we get maybe Maryse and Beth involved. Not necessarily that we want that or we need to see that, but it completely absolves Edge of having to deal with it, because now it's like Beth would be like, screw this. I owe this bitch one. So now it becomes their problem, not the men's problem.
It's not so much Edge taking a step back, losing this match. Edge is taking a step back, continuing on with this feud any longer, is what I'm saying, Jeff.
Yeah.
No, I agree with what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree with you that Miz is a step back. I don't agree with that.
Also, he didn't give Miz the victory at day one either. That's where he really could have given Miz that step back that he lost.
Again, you know, if you're trying to protect Edge like we talked about, then you give him a singles victory, but you find a way for the tag team match to go awry.
Exactly. But they missed the opportunity.
No. Never mind.
Miz should have won at day one.
Right. The Miz won it. No. The Miz shouldn't have won at day one. Edge wins at day one, and Miz gets his revenge, not by beating Edge, but by getting in the head of the couple because his wife gets the pin.
Yeah,
that's
but
where Miz gets the psychological advantage.
Sorry to keep this one going with this match, but then
We're gonna hit 1 hour, one match here.
But then
you got me on the show. We ain't going an hour, Riff. Give me a break. Freaking hell.
Then the Miz gets no credibility back to once again be a champion one day. He doesn't get the singles credibility.
He was just champion last year and only a means to an end because of Lashley. He'll get there again. He just needs it right now. Edge needs it right now. Miz doesn't. All
right. Well, all right. We've talked a lot about The Miz, more than I was expecting us to do this evening.
Surely.
With all due respect, The Miz is great and all. We love The Miz.
He's wrong.
He's awesome.
He deserves this time.
Miz is awesome, but I don't think we need to spend 15 minutes talking about it. We will promptly move on now to the next match of the evening, which is for the Raw Women's Championship. And I had to remember it was Raw. Thankfully, the graphic shows that there is indeed a red championship there. Otherwise, I might forget which title Becky Lynch has. Even though she is on Raw, I just tend to forget things at my own age. We got Beth Phoenix. Not Beth Phoenix. See what I mean? I'm getting old here. But
it has begun, gentlemen.
I'm looking at the picture and I still say Beth Phoenix. Wow.
Becky Lynch.
Maybe we should go back and talk about the next match. We're going to move on here. Becky Lynch versus Doudrop or Doudrop, whatever you want to call her.
Piper Niven, damn it.
Piper's great.
She is great, but it's a terrible name. And
it's a terrible name.
I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to take a wild guess and say, number one, we all agree, but I could be wrong. And number two, I'm going with Becky Lynch to retain. This is a total filler match for her, somebody to beat on her road to WrestleMania. And we'll go around very quickly because I have a feeling this won't take too much time. Jerry Slaughter, we'll start with you.
I see Becky picking up the win, but I see Piper putting in a hell of a fight in this one to actually show that she deserves to be on that roster. And if anything, everybody's expecting Ronda Rousey to show up at in the Rumble itself. I think she'll show up at the end of that match and challenge Becky for WrestleMania right there.
All right, fair enough. Just skip the Rumble and go right to the title program.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
she's Ronda Rousey. She can do it.
I mean, she never
did
her,
but she can do it.
I guess technically she is entitled to a rematch for the title. Well, let's throw it over to Mikey T. What do you think, Mikey?
All right. Well, I was thinking that you might be wrong about this, Aaron, with everybody agreeing, but we're off to a good start here because I do think that Becky Lynch will retain as well. So that's half of us in agreement that Becky will retain. A little odd that this is heel versus heel. I guess they want to keep the baby faces in the Rumble, whatever. Jerry makes a good statement about Ronda Rousey coming out at the end. I didn't think about that. I do want to point out that Ronda Rousey She had just given birth like 5 months ago. I think it was September. So we're kind of like close on that date. It was September 21st, I believe, the date I saw earlier.
Yeah.
She
can easily start coming back and cutting promos at least.
Exactly, Jerry. But I'm with Becky on this one. Don't completely understand why this match is happening, but I'm going to rock with Becky.
I mean, same reason Brock Lesnar had a match with Hardcore Holly for the WWE title at the Royal Rumble. Just something for the champ.
Yeah, you're gonna put it in that bracket. Okay, I can see what you're saying there, Aaron. 100%.
I mean, it is. Let's be real here. This is Brock Lesnar versus Hardcore Bob Holly.
He broke the man's arm.
Yeah, they had a better build up than this match. But Jeff Meacham, what do you think about this one? You want to go different?
I think this is a poopy match. Let's move on. Becky retains. Yeah, it's a doo-doo match. That's right. Becky retains the title. Ronda's going to show up one way or the other, either in the Rumble or after this match. She'll be there.
All right. So now we'll throw it over to Big G.
Becky retains.
Simple as that. All right. Dwayne, you want to go different. It's up to you now. Are we going to have 6 all agreeing, or are you going to be the one to go different?
Who will be the one?
Tell you what, I'll answer this if somebody can tell me actually pronounce the name of Ronda Rousey's baby. It's only got a name about this long, I do believe.
I have no idea.
How long was
Becky's winning, guys. Becky's winning.
All right, so we're all agreeing on this one. I was actually right on that prediction that everybody would agree on that one.
Wow.
Which, of course, might mean that Becky loses by DQ or something. And
right.
The whole idea is that we're predicting who retains the title.
Yeah, who retains
right.
Just to clear it up.
We've always done it.
I've lost many a point that way.
Absolutely. Right, that's how it goes in WWE. All right. Now we move on to the 2 WWE Men's Championship matches. We got Roman Reigns. He is the tribal chief, the head of the table, defending his title against Seth Rollins. So this is where things get really interesting because there's been a lot of rumors. A lot of people think because WWE needs to get to Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, somebody is losing their title at this pay-per-view. Is it going to be Roman Reigns or is it going to be Brock Lesnar? So I'm really curious to hear everybody's predictions. And I'm thinking just to move things along a little bit faster, maybe we'll talk about both matches here as we go through our predictions, because basically I think if you're picking Roman Reigns to retain you might think Brock Lesnar is going to lose, although there might be some people out there, we'll see, that might think that both will retain their titles. But we'll go through this. I'm going to throw up the other graphic. We have the WWE Championship on the line. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, a dream match that fans have been wanting to see for years now. This has been one that has been talked about since Bobby Lashley made his return to WWE. Their first one-on-one encounter. Now, of course, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, they have a long history in the Shield together. Who wants to start this one? I'll let you guys decide who wants to start this. Big G, you want to start it? Go ahead. You could talk about both matches here and give us your prediction.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, obviously, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. We've been waiting for a long time. I've been enjoying Cowboy Brock Lesnar, Farmer Brock Lesnar, whatever you want to call him. This reinvention of himself, I've been really enjoying. And he's been talking a little bit more on the mic lately. And last night, what he said to Corey Graves, I thought was kind of funny. Anyways, should be one hell of a fight. I am going with Brock Lesnar to retain here. As far as obviously, so with the Universal title match, should be one hell of a fight as well. You know, like you said, Aaron, they've got history between each other. I believe the last match they had one-on-one for the WWE title was back at Money in the Bank a couple years ago. That's when all 3 Shield members actually cashed in or won the world title. Or I think Roman had it, Seth won it, and then Dean cashed in. Mox cashed in. Sorry, Moxley. Sorry. So I am going with Seth, the visionary Seth freaking Rollins, to win the WWE Universal title.
All right. So one factor that people have been talking about is Paul Heyman. Does Paul Heyman play a role in the outcome of one of these matches? Does he screw over Brock Lesnar? Does he screw over Roman Reigns?
I think Heyman is done with Roman Reigns. I think Heyman was there just to catapult Roman Reigns and to be his little mouthpiece for a while and his little side piece. And now now Paul Heyman went back to his main squeeze, Brock Lesnar. There you go. I said it.
All right. Let's regain more composure. A little bit of Shanti. Still out here. All right. Good old JM Jeff Meacham.
Oh yeah, make me follow that. Thanks a lot, asshole. Okay.
You can follow this one. Talk about Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar.
I honestly think Big G is correct. Some of what he said. That Paul Heyman is done with Roman Reigns, being involved with Roman Reigns. I think it was just a means to an end to get Reigns into that next level. And we found out since the dismissal that Roman really doesn't need Paul, even when they were still together on television, that he didn't really need Paul to be the mouthpiece long term, because Roman has a way about him where he can speak very well on his own, doesn't necessarily need the advocate, the special counsel, the manager, whatever the hell Paul's calling himself this day. And we all thought that Brock did. He doesn't. He's proven that since he's been back. Cowboy Brock Lesnar was entertaining as hell. It was very bizarre to see Brock Lesnar walk out there with a cowboy hat on and high-fiving the crowd. I never thought I would see that in a million years. But I've been told that was one of his conditions of coming back was, let me be me. Like, I have enjoyed being this indestructible beast, but I actually can be entertained. Just let me do my thing here for a little bit. And the people are eating it up. Yeah. So I've been enjoying Brock's return. As far as these matches go, I will say I think that Bobby Lashley becomes the new WWE champion, and then Brock enters the Rumble later.
That's what a lot of people are thinking, that the loser, whether it's Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns, comes back and wins the Rumble.
As much as we all know that WWE is invested in Brock Lesnar and his status within the company and on television, they are way more overly invested in Roman Reigns and that presentation. So they're not going to take a title off him until it's somebody, again, I'm not shitting on Seth Rollins, but somebody in a upper tier from Seth Rollins at this point. Seth Rollins' character at this point is a freaking goof. And, he said the word on TV. He said Mox. Let's pay attention. Who gives a shit? Like, seriously.
Whoa.
Like, he said the thing. He did the thing. Let's all think he's going to win. No. Reigns retains, as he always does. And Lesnar they'll find a way to get the title off Lesnar and either have him win the Rumble or have him be shafted in the Rumble. Maybe shafted by the side piece, right, Big G? And then, then we see what happens from there.
All right, good old JM Jeff Meacham, everybody. Quite the prediction right there. And you know the saying, it's hard to bet against Roman Reigns.
We've been saying it for almost 20 years. Big match John Cena. Well, it's become big match Roman. Do not bet against Roman, especially at the Big Five. Don't do it.
All right.
Now I want to change my prediction.
Wait, you're changing? You're officially changing, Big G?
I'm an influencer.
Yeah, Big G went against Roman.
Big G.
That was his bad.
Yes.
You're right over there.
Yes, I'm fine. So I'm officially changing. It's pretty much swapping. So Bobby wins the WWE title, and then Roman retains.
There you go.
All right. Well, I am going to go in a little bit of a different direction.
Here we go.
It's hard to bet against Roman Reigns. I don't think he's losing the title right away. I don't think he's losing it at this pay-per-view. I don't think he's losing to Seth Rollins. Yes, they got to figure out what they're doing with the titles, but keep in mind, they do have Elimination Chamber to figure something out, and either Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar can drop the title in Elimination Chamber if they don't want to, in fact, do a title versus title match, which they still might end up doing anyways. They might do title for title. You never know. Anything's possible. I'm going to say Roman Reigns retains, and as far as Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley goes, based off of Raw and what's been going down, like I really feel like Bobby Lashley needs this win. Brock Lesnar's been treating him like a joke and blowing him off, doing the whole Bobby Who thing. But man, I just cannot see Brock Lesnar putting over Bobby Lashley. I think it should happen. If it was my call, I'd say do it. Pull the trigger on Bobby Lashley. He needs the win. But man, I just can't imagine Brock Lesnar thinking it's good for business. And ultimately, I don't think Vince McMahon is going to think it's the best move for business to have Bobby Lashley beat Brock Lesnar, which is crazy, but I'm going with what I think WWE is going to do, not what I want to do. So I'm going to say Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns both retain their titles at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And with that said, I'll throw it over now to Dwayne Atkinson. Dwayne, your thoughts?
Oh, boy. I'm going in a completely different direction, guys. I'm going to say that both Brock and Roman both lose their titles.
Whoa!
They just say they fight at WrestleMania, but they didn't say they couldn't. It was going to be a champion for a champion or one versus the other for a title. They both could go in there chasing the title and it'd be a triple threat match. How many times have we seen Brock and Roman at Mania?
Very good point.
One too many times in my prediction. I've always said it was going to be a triple threat match for the title in some sort of capacity.
Who's the third guy?
Possibly Seth Rollins.
All right, yeah, that's always a possibility. Jerry Slaughter.
Like I said, you got Elimination Chamber still coming up. We don't even know how that's going to be. Is it going to be a title match? Is it going to be a contenders match?
All right, Jerry, you want to?
Aaron, you may want to change your prediction because I'm pretty much agreeing with you. I think both Brock and Roman are going to be keeping the belts at this pay-per-view because it would kind of make sense for them to one of them to lose over in Saudi Arabia just to appease them over there. So, and they're not going to turn Brock Lesnar into a transitional champion. That's what people aren't seeming to realize right now. He just won this belt at the start of this year. It's been it hasn't even been a month. Do you really think he's on his hot streak right now? They're going to have him drop it to Lashley? Not right now. Lashley needs built up at this point. He needs to be seen as more of a threat, and this match is going to make that happen. He's going to give it his all. And this is a match I've been wanting to see since both of them were in OVW. So, and Seth freaking Rollins, which I can't wait for the T-shirt with his picture of Davenport, Iowa, and Seth freaking Rollins being on it. That's money right there. But Rollins is on to bigger and better things. I think if anything, Rollins and Owens are going to be tag champions by WrestleMania. Right now, he's just there as an opponent for Roman Reigns so they can build somebody else up. And I'm not even sure who they're going to have do that, but Roman Reigns is not going to lose the belt at Royal Rumble. It's going to be a double retention.
And Zach Lewis in the chat brought up maybe a proper triple threat match at WrestleMania: Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Seth Rollins. A little callback to WrestleMania 31.
So Seth Rollins running in and cashing in, yeah.
Last time Mania was in California.
Backlash.
Anything's possible. All right, so now we'll throw it over to Mikey T to see if he has any kind of a different perspective or if he wants to agree with one of us.
All right, so Royal Rumble, they're going to get Roman Reigns is going to get an opportunity to right the wrong from last year when everything went crazy with him and Kevin Owens in that last man standing match. They're pretty much going to right the wrong from that is what I'm thinking with this Seth Rollins match. They're going to put on a 25-minute classic, and Roman Reigns is definitely coming out on top of this match because they've been pretty much selling it in the promos with Seth Rollins saying, I beat you in all of our encounters. You've never been able to get the one up on me. So this is going to be Reigns getting the victory over Rollins. I wish they could have waited, but they really don't have any other challengers for him. And now Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. Very good point from Jerry about Brock Lesnar. If he were to lose this, he would be a transitional champion. I don't think Brock is going to be a transitional champion. I actually think if they want to unify the titles, we can get that at WrestleMania. I'm pretty much sure that's going to be the only interesting way for them to do Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at this point. Unify the titles. They've done it so many times in the past. You know what I'm saying? In Saudi Arabia, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania before. So, but again, if they don't want to unify the titles, they can always just do their blow-off match in Saudi Arabia in February, and just have two separate contenders, a Royal Rumble winner, and apparently what is going to be called the WrestleMania Chamber.
Well, no, it's actually Elimination Chamber. They
would have kept the elimination.
You sure they're going to keep it that? They're not going to redub it?
Nope.
Just like they did, because I was thinking, guys. Sorry, Jeff. I know you got a point, but I was thinking just like Peacock rebranded Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash. Maybe Peacock would want to rebrand that to WrestleMania Chamber. You know,
they still may, right? Like just for airing purposes of like WrestleMania Chamber.
Jeff,
Two things. First of all, the difference is Peacock has some say over stuff in this country. When they go over there, the prince is he's the law. He's like, I want this to be this. So it doesn't matter if Peacock wants it to be the WrestleMania presents Backlash / Money in the Bank Chamber. If the prince says it's going to be the chamber, that's how it's going down. Second of all, as far as JJ's comment about Lesnar, Aaron, you and I were at a watch-along party for the 2006 Royal Rumble when Edge lost the title after only 3 weeks. There was not one happy person in that bar, out in that arena area. The whole place was pissed off because none of us expected Edge to be champion only for 3 weeks. He's, of course, gone on to be an 11-time champion, Hall of Famer, blah, 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 whatever. But in the moment, it's like, what the shit?
Right.
Don't be surprised if Brock does the same thing.
I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah,
all right.
That's true.
We will now move on to the Royal Rumble matches themselves. We are going to start off. We'll get right into the men's Royal Rumble. We'll close this with the women's Rumble. Since we're talking about the guys, and we'll see if anybody has a prediction for maybe Roman Reigns losing the title and then winning the Rumble, or Brock Lesnar doing that. But yeah, we have about I think 21 or 22 names.
22.
More people announced that what's on this graphic. This is just the one I pulled off of WWE.com.
There's 22 officially.
We got a lot of people, a lot of tag team wrestlers in this Royal Rumble match. Not a lot of people that you would think would main event WrestleMania based off of this graphic. So what we're going to do is you're going to have 3 picks. And for the NoDQ Predictions League, your first pick, if it's the winner, you'll get 3 points. Second pick, 2 points. And then your third pick will be 1 point. So you get 3 picks. Mikey T, we'll start with you on this one. Royal Rumble.
Mikey's like, you son of a bitch.
You'd like to see, and then what are your predictions?
Yuri's a mucker feather around here, isn't it, buddy?
I would have loved it if we had started with the women's, because this one is like, it's really difficult to predict. But honestly, with my booking, I think they're going to need somebody to win the Royal Rumble that can be placed to the side, somebody that can take a loss in the couple of months that we have leading up to WrestleMania, because I think ultimately at Mania, we're going to get the title for title match, whether it's, if it's a unification where the brands come back together because of all these releases that has been happening, whatever's going to play a part in the title unification match. I think that's what we're going to get at Mania. So I'm going to have to say Big E wins this year's Royal Rumble. They're going to give the win to Big E. It's going to be like a mid-carder winning the Royal Rumble, and then he's going to get a shot at one of the titles. He's going to do the thing from back in the day that we all remember. The challenger's going to come out and be like, I don't want to wait till WrestleMania. I want my match tonight. Big E is going to do some shit like that, like, something like The Rock would have done back in the day, and he's going to lose. And then we're going to get our title for title match. So I got to choose a couple more people. I guess another thought, I'm going to have to go with what Jeff said. Number 2 spot, Brock Lesnar. Let's save points. 2 points if Brock Lesnar comes out. I lose my point for him not winning the match, but I get it back at the Rumble. All right, I'll take that. Number 3, if they just decide to keep the titles separate and they need a challenger for Roman Reigns, guys, I'm going to have to go with Goldberg coming back and winning the Royal Rumble.
Here we go.
Yes, yeah.
Big G's done.
And Big G is out.
Guys,
He's done.
am I missing somebody? Is the AJ? I'm not going to predict Kevin Owens because that might be the last person that Big E throws over the top. You know, AJ is going to get thrown over. It looks like they're going AJ and Omos. Randy Orton's going to have a great showing, like I said, but you know, I don't see these guys winning, so why choose them? So I got to say Goldberg, number 3 to win. And maybe they'll give us Goldberg versus Reigns at WrestleMania if they.
What are you doing? Why? No.
Spear versus spear. Boom, boom, boom.
I can't make the camera turn off fast enough. Why are you manifesting this? Why is this a thing? Stop, Michael. Oh my God.
And Austin Theory, yeah, I think he'll come out at number 1 or 2 and put on a good show.
All right, and that's about it for Austin Theory. He'll put on a good show and they get tossed out.
He lost to AJ.
Big moment, and then he's gone. That's it.
All right, we'll throw it over now to Dwayne.
Goldberg.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
Pick, is it?
I just didn't expect that one.
Okay, I was like, you're not saying the same thing.
Great
Jesus
people. I kind of like where he's going on with Mikey T here. Big E's my first pick. I think I always said long before ever that this is going to be his year to take the title. However, I want to say AJ. I'm going AJ's my second pick. AJ's probably about the only one that hasn't won the Royal Rumble yet to add to his accolades, if anything. Number 3, all this talk about surprises. I'm wondering if the Taker's going to show up.
Ooh, Undertaker, interesting, because we all think he's done, but is he really? Does he come back?
Not saying he's going to win it, but I think he'll be a surprise entrant.
Come back for one more match and close out his career with a live crowd instead of the Thunderdome.
Hey, you could start at the Rumble. His last match was with AJ Styles. AJ Styles could eliminate him. You know,
interesting. I mean, I think the Undertaker's more likely than The Rock. I'm seeing people talking about The Rock, and I think that's very much a long shot, guys. As much as we'd love to see it, I am saying it's like less than 1% chance he shows up. I mean, it'd be awesome if he did, but I would not put money on The Rock being at the Royal Rumble. So now we'll throw it over to good old JM Jeff Meacham.
All right. So my first pick is going to be with the what I feel is smart money, and that's Brock Lesnar losing the championship and then winning the Rumble afterwards. Number 2, I'm going with the hometown boy, Randy Orton, and like JJ said in the chat room, that would tie him with another snake personality for all-time Rumble wins. So there's that little dynamic there. Number 3, I am totally stealing JJ's layout he gave on my show a couple weeks back. So they're talking about the Forbidden Door not really being mentioned a lot in the men's side of things, except for that dipshit Johnny Knoxville, because whatever. We get all the way to number 30, and there's been no major surprises. The buzzer sounds, the lights go out, and we hear that, and out comes Punk.
You're crazy.
To shock the world and win the thing. That's my long shot. Not going to happen in a million years, but shit, what if it does, folks? CM Punk.
All right. Big G, would you like to make a bolder prediction than that?
Get much bolder than that.
Jeff kind of took my first 2 predictions.
Sorry.
But, yeah, I'm going to go with Lesnar number 1, Orton number 2. Orton, he's probably... he's got a good couple years left in his career. It's in St. Louis.
That's more reason for him to lose. Vince
Right.
McMahon hates hometown people.
And then
team.
Number 3. I don't know. Number 3. I'll go Big E.
All right, that's a little bit more.
I don't know if he'll win it. Just because they took the WWE title off of him, and they kind of knew that he wasn't ready for that yet. So
I do like Mike's presentation of Big E wins it and pulls a John Cena and goes, "No, I want it earlier. No way."
yeah,
So I like that idea.
Yeah.
And to give you credit, Jeff, with CM Punk, I did go Goldberg. So, I mean, I can't really fault you on that.
Well, no, I went CM Punk because it's so far-fetched. I lamented your Goldberg pick because I can't stand Bill freaking Goldberg. So
Mine might more likely happen.
Goldberg is more likely to happen. I'm not going to – oh, God, I
Right.
said that loud. And by the way, somebody in the chat room said Lesnar, Goldberg 3. Ban that person for life. Shoot him in the head. Good Lord. Terrible.
Let's not get
Don't
carried
put
away
Memphis
here,
in this
Jeff.
crap. Anyway,
All right, Jerry Slaughter.
Jerry Rumble, damn it.
Jerry Rumble.
Okay, my first prediction on this thing is that Johnny Knoxville is going to be eliminated by Veer Mahan. I think Veer Mahan's going to show up, throw him over the top rope as hard as possible, then leave and not even see the rest of the Rumble. That's going to be his. That's going to be his first appearance. Is he's going to show up at the Royal Rumble and toss up Johnny Knoxville
His
out.
first and only appearance in WWE.
Right, thank you, Jim.
And then it'll go back to Veer Mahan is coming to Raw.
That's it.
Yes.
Standing ovation for that. That's freaking great. That's
He'll
tremendous.
go to the Rumble, but he won't make it to Raw.
That's right. He won't make it to Raw. That's right.
All right. My three picks, as per usual, are unorthodox at the least. But you know what? It's Royal Rumble. Stranger things have happened, so I want to go with this one. All right. My number 3 pick for 1 point is Sami Zayn. He just signed a new contract with the company. He could easily weasel his way into his match, and he could easily, if Lesnar does lose, he could somehow get into another feud with Sami Zayn for that spot for the WrestleMania match spot and take it from him. Number 2, Edge. Edge could easily lose that tag match and enter himself in the Rumble and win that, and that gives him the main event match at WrestleMania.
And 3 wins also. So
There you go.
And this way, he gets his win back from earlier that night when him and Beth Phoenix lose.
that's one way to do it.
And my number 1 pick in the same vein, Seth freaking Rollins. Seth Rollins can enter himself in the Rumble. He can get into a match. He can win. He goes on to WrestleMania for the main event. So those are my 3 picks.
Okay. Well, I think based off of the announced names, Big E's the clear favorite. I think he's the obvious one to win it. He lost at day 1. He kind of got the Raw deal at day 1. And
Good pun. Good pun.
nice work, man.
You didn't say the Raw shaft.
Well, I mean, he's just a side piece to the king, right? I mean, this is what he is. So,
Right. Still has gone
Never
on the
gonna
rails,
end this,
ladies and
Big
gentlemen.
Anyways,
that will go on forever.
Big E's my number 1 pick. I mean, to me, that's the clear pick. And since I predicted Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar to retain their titles, Big E's my clear number 1. Now, in case I'm wrong with Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar, I'm going to use them as my number 2 and number 3 picks. I think Roman Reigns entering the Rumble, losing to Rollins is more likely. So I'm going to say Roman Reigns winning is my number 2, and then Brock Lesnar will be my number 3. And I'm using those number 2 and number 3s as backup in case I'm wrong about the world title matches. And should be a good Royal Rumble. We might see some NXT people, maybe
Right.
Ciampa, Braun Breaker, Walter, and several others.
Kota.
Is Big G changing his mind?
No, I was saying, fun fact, I was watching on YouTube, they were doing on the WWE channel, they did their the Rumble thing that they do every year. Jerry's second prediction isn't quite far-fetched. It's been 24 years since anybody's won it back-to-back.
It's true.
Rumbles.
We can get to that here in this next match, which is
Aaron, I wanted to ask you. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I just lost it. I was listening to Big G and lost my question.
And we could always go back to it if you remember it, but we'll move on here and get to the women's Royal Rumble match, which as a pretty solid lineup here. We got a couple of names from the past coming back. We got the Bella Twins. We got Lita. We got Mickie James, the reigning and defending Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion. The Forbidden Door has been opened, and there are some rumors. There are some rumors about certain people returning, Ronda Rousey being the key one. And I did bring up Ronda Rousey several weeks ago. My gut feeling all along was that she was going to come back for WrestleMania. They got 2 nights, and if you're having Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar headline one night, you got to have a big match headline the other night, and they like to have the women main event. Ronda Rousey fits perfectly in that scenario. So I'm going to go first on this one. I'm officially picking Ronda Rousey to be the Royal Rumble winner. She's going to show up and win it and then go on to face Becky Lynch. My second pick is going to be Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair could be that person, first woman to win back-to-back and first person since, I believe, Steve Austin. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Steve Austin. It was Hogan, Michael, and Austin, the only 3 people to win the Rumble 2 years in a row.
Correct.
So Bianca Belair could be the first person to accomplish that. She's my second pick. And then my third pick, it looks like she's going to have one more run. This isn't just a one-off. So I'm going to say Lita as my third pick to win the Royal Rumble. And I do have a super chat here real quick from Walter Cruz, and then we'll move on here. He says, calling it now, Nikki A.S.H. and Mighty Molly will have some type of spot in the Royal Rumble, and Candice from Funkadactyls will be one of the surprises. I don't know why. Isn't it Cameron?
Yeah,
Cameron. Cameron, yeah.
Maybe he's thinking of Candice Michelle. She might be in it. You never know. As a surprise. So those are my 3. Ronda Rousey, Bianca Belair, and Lita. So, Dwayne, I'm going to throw it over to you now. Your thoughts on the Women's Rumble?
I agree with Bianca Belair winning it. She's going to be my number 1. They need to put her back in the title picture some sort of way, and she's been dominating. She dominated both times that she was in the Women's Rumble, in my opinion. I like Ronda Rousey winning it possibly, but however, she's not my top pick. My number 2 would be Alexa Bliss.
Oh, wow.
I think she's going to either come back and win it, or my opinion is you got Charlotte added in the match. I think whoever eliminates her is going to be the one she's going to be facing at Mania.
Good point.
I could see Alexa doing that because seeing as she tore up the doll and all that and whatever.
Definitely there.
So I got Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss for number 2. Number 3, I'll go with Ronda Rousey just for the sake of it.
All right. Now we'll move on to Big Baller G.
All right. So number 3. So she's been on SmackDown for a while. I still have faith in her. I have never given up on her. I'm going with the Queen of Spades, Shayna freaking Baszler. She should have won it. She should have won it a couple years ago. She was dominant in that one. You haven't seen her on SmackDown of late. I mean, the last thing we've seen her was with Sonya Deville. Sorry. Number 2, I'm going to go with Bianca Belair. Everybody made good points about her. You know, could she be the first female to win it back to back? That would be some great history there for WWE. And then number 1, obviously, if it does happen, another member of the 4 Horsewomen of the MMA, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Thank you very much. And Jeff, I will be wearing my Ronda Rousey shirt on the watch along, by the way. So
I approve that message.
Number 1, Ronda. 2, Becky. Bianca. And 3, Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler.
All right. Now we'll throw it over to good old JM, Jeff Meacham.
Aaron, much like a cinematic movie series or some sort of high-risk drama on television, our fates, you and I, are intertwined, my friend, in this match because I have the exact picks you had. Ronda, Bianca, and Lita in that order. That's exactly what my mindset was going into this match. And
I wouldn't mind seeing Lita either. That'd be pretty cool.
Lita is going to be more than a one-off. There's no doubt in my mind about that. That's going to be a thing. Bianca winning back-to-back, her being the first back-to-back makes complete sense to me because she's that popular, that over still. Right. And Ronda showing up and not winning makes no damn sense whatsoever. Right. So if she is there, she's going to win. I will say as an asterisk to this, if Ronda doesn't show up, then I'll slide in my side piece pick and Big G's honor and make it be Shayna Baszler. Because you're right, G. Shayna got royally, screwed out of her becoming a dominant lead of Raw on the women's division side of things. She should have been champion by beating Becky. She didn't win. They gave it to Asuka when Becky announced her pregnancy, and Shayna faded into obscurity. What the hell has we've seen of her since the first of the year, definitely, but since even before that? Shayna needs something big, and this is what it's going to be. If Ronda's not there, Shayna will be.
Very good point there, Jeff. And to respond to Steven on Facebook, as far as Mickie James goes, like I said, I think I said this on one of the other videos, if she lasts more than 1 2-minute interval, I think that should be seen as a big win. Because quite frankly, I would not be shocked if she's in there and she's thrown out before the next person comes out. I hate to say that, but I mean, this is WWE we're talking about here.
Would it be disrespectful to put her in as number 1? I mean, she could get the entrance.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that though, but you never know.
The thing, at the end of the day, she's coming in and recognized as another company's champion. So yes, they're going to give her hey, we're doing right by her, but they're not going to give her number 1, number 2. They're not going to give her that much of a rub because at the end of the day, she's still a executive for one company and a champion for another completely different company. So they're going out of their way to make nice and make it right for the trash bag bullshit, but they're not going to put her over like Rover or anything.
Right. And to respond to the comment about Liv Morgan, I think her push has come and gone. I think that's it. I really don't think they're going to be doing anything else with her, unfortunately for her.
I want you so bad to be wrong, though, Aaron. I really do.
Oh, I was going to say with Lita, I mean, she's going to be at the Celeb Fest 3 the weekend after the Rumble. So, I mean, she's really not signed with WWE. So, I mean, she could still potentially win it. So.
Yeah, and as far as surprises go, people have been mentioning Bayley. The timetable for her returning is too soon. Unless she had like a John Cena type of recovery where she came back well before.
That would be so dope.
It would be awesome. But
it would be great, but an ACL is a whole different recovery than a tear, especially when it's John Cena versus Bayley's knee. I mean, it's apples and oranges. It really is. Yeah.
Sasha Banks is out, and with the men's match, Drew McIntyre appears to be out. Unfortunately, he would have been a favorite if he did not get hurt or just had to take time off. And Sasha appears to be out of it, so that counts out a few people. Asuka is a name we very well could see in the Rumble. I would not be surprised at all to see her. It would be nice to see her back. She's been out with an apparent injury, and I see Tessa Blanchard in there. I think that one's a long shot, but you never know.
I did point out on Talk Wrestling, Aaron, a couple weeks ago that while Bayley is still in recovery mode, she was getting along pretty good on the sidelines here at the Cowboys game a couple weeks ago. So I don't think a Mania return is out of the question, but Rumble's not going to happen.
Right, yeah, I think Mania is more likely, and Paige is another name that's a long shot, but would be very cool to see her come back after she had to retire. Mikey T, let's get to you now with your thoughts.
All right, so I think, first of all, for the dude in the chat about Liv Morgan, I think she's going to get a good showing here with all the promo time she's been getting on Raw the last couple of months. So I think she's going to have a great showing here. But I think ultimately it comes down to the woman who signed back to the company. Lita. It comes down to Lita, who signed to the company rather than go to AEW to have a feud with Britt Baker. That's what Tony Khan was going to bring Lita in for, like this big match, more than likely for Revolution or Double or Nothing. So I think the WWE promised Lita the moon here. They could do it simply, by having Lita throw Charlotte over the top rope. You know, Dwayne, like you were saying, whoever throws her over the top rope. But I think they're going to go the full story, just like they did with Edge last year, with the veteran coming back. And this is one of the early Royal Rumbles, so I think they want to get her name notched in there as one of the winners before it's too late. We have seen her come back in the past, but now I think they want to put this thing in motion with Lita versus Charlotte. So Lita's going to be my number one pick. With all the speculation about Ronda Rousey, you know, I would feel a little bit concerned with my status, you know, on the NoDQ Championship League. So I'm going to go Ronda Rousey for number 2. She shows up number 30 probably. But again, you know, she doesn't really need to do that to reignite her feud with Becky Lynch. I just don't see Bianca Belair being a 2-time winner. You know, she lost that flame, much like Drew McIntyre. I don't think giving her the Royal Rumble win is going to just reignite her flame out of nowhere. I think that would be more of a waste. So number 3, my third pick is going to have to be Charlotte, because I think if they're going to do Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar title for title, possibly they'll do Charlotte versus Becky title for title and just get those titles back together, both at WrestleMania.
I dig it.
So those are my 3 picks right there. Lita, I hope they give her the fairy tale story, though. Lita, Charlotte, WrestleMania, Ronda Rousey, number 2, and then Charlotte, number 3, just in case. I mean, why else would they put her in the match? And she hasn't won one yet. Right?
She's got nobody to face. Sasha's injured, and
Charlotte has won one, actually.
She has?
Back in 2020.
Yep, and she challenged Rhea Ripley.
Yep, and beat her.
But yeah, that's why I didn't go for Sasha, because she's injured. I really wanted to go with Bayley. But, you know, as you said, like that ACL, I looked it up. Sometimes it'll take 9 months to recover from that. Right. And she's only been out legitimately 6 months this coming January.
Right.
So, or this coming, whatever, this week right now, actually.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, I've seen some comments in the chat room about Lacey Evans. She's another one that you might see.
Yeah, she's been working. She's been working out for a return.
And she looks like she's in great shape, you know, coming off of her giving birth a couple months back. And Jerry Rumble.
A triple threat match between the baby mamas. Becky.
Baby Mama Mayhem. There you go, Big G.
Baby Mama Mia.
Baby Mama's side pieces. Big G's on it tonight.
We are manifesting far too much tonight into this universe. I'm just saying. Jesus.
All right, Jerry Rumble, you want to wrap it up for us with your picks?
All right, my number 3 pick for 1 point would be Alexa Bliss. I think they're actually do something with her this time around. Hopefully it won't be the whole Fiend thing again, but it probably will be. My number 2 pick, fresh off her dental surgery and whatnot from getting her teeth kicked out, will be Asuka. I'm pretty sure I think her versus Becky would be really interesting if they decide to go that route instead, because, like, you know, Becky, like, more or less gave her the title so she can go have the kid, and she'll treat Asuka like she was a joke of a champion, and it'll be her chance to try to prove her wrong in that. So that'd be a really cool story. My number 1 pick, I know I'm gonna lose, but I want to go for it anyway. Rhea Ripley. Because I think Ripley and Charlotte had that long-standing feud, and it would be interesting if she actually was the one that eliminates Charlotte in the Royal Rumble, as, you know, payback for that. And then, sure enough, they end up having a match at WrestleMania. I think she'll have her program with Nikki A.S.H. to, like, you know, carry things over into Mania season, but it'll be, like, probably taken care of by Elimination Chamber, and then after that they'll go full speed ahead with Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania.
All right, nice fantasy booking there, Jerry.
It's all fantasy, man.
Yeah, I think Rhea Ripley winning is a fantasy at this point, but it would be cool. I would like.
Yeah,
that'd be like the opposite.
Like I said, I'll probably be like last in the predictions by the end of this thing. But you know what? I'm used to that.
I'm a little nervous because you and I agreed with the champions retaining. Anyways, that's it for our predictions for the Royal Rumble. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to the panel, everyone, for being on tonight. Let's go ahead and do our plug so we can let everybody tune in for NXT 2.0, which I know everybody's dying to do right now. So
I am wrestling for the television.
Dwayne Atkinson, we'll start with you. Thank you for being on with us.
Thanks for having me, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope I can be back for another one. Follow me on Twitter at Florida Gator Fan 74. It's deactivated at the moment, but it will be by tomorrow. Or you can follow me on Facebook at the name.
All right, thank you for that. And now we'll throw it over to Mikey T.
All right, man. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on the video and discuss my predictions for this year's Royal Rumble. Definitely one of the best premium live events of the year, right? But I actually have a YouTube channel. Y'all can tap in with me. Everybody can tap in on my YouTube channel, Report Card Radio. I'm doing a live video tonight. I go live all the time. But what I really wanted to plug was my brother Jeremiah Kipp's new movie, Slapface. It's a horror film dropping on Shudder February 3rd. So for anybody that's interested in horror films, y'all can check that out exclusively on Shudder. Again, Aaron, I appreciate the time to be on with y'all, man.
All right, Jerry Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble with Jerry Slaughter.
All right. Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Gerald_JSJ. But I'm going to use the rest of my plug to say best wishes and condolences to our buddy Colin the Cleaver Andrew. He's going through a really rough time right now. I know you probably won't be on this video, but we're here for you, buddy.
Absolutely, 100% on that. Big Baller G.
Yes, you can follow me at NoDQ.com/BigBallerG. On my Twitter page, it says right there, I'm always happy to be here. And if you happen to have TikTok, or if you don't, it don't really matter. You can follow me there at Big Baller G1988. You can see my cat videos up there. That is it for the Big Baller.
Yeah, you got 5,500 followers. You're doing pretty well on there, Big G.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Damn, Big G.
5,500 people like you?
Damn.
I've been trying to find Big G on TikTok. Like, I have one, but I was like trying to find Big G because I know he's doing some cool shit on there.
Yeah. It's Big Baller G 1988.
Excuse me, he's doing good shit. He's doing good shit.
Good shit, pal.
All right.
Good shit.
And last but not least, good old JM Jeff Meacham. He's got a lot to plug. So
there's a lot in the graphic, but I'm not going to go into every friggin' thing because, like I said, there's a lot going on here. But the main thing is just tune into my shows on God damn it, on the Jeff Meacham Network. Watch NoDQ's presentations. Watch the Greg Cherry brand. Watch the Constantine Studios, and come out to the Whiskey A Go-Go Thursday night and jam a Paradise Kitty because that's the main thing this week. Paradise Kitty's back on stage. Damn it, come out and see the girls. There you go.
All right, thank you for that, Jeff.
None of us picked Madcap Moss to win Royal Rumble.
Oh, I can't believe it. Nobody picked Madcap.
You guys suck.
I hope he doesn't have a spot in it.
He probably.
No, he's on the graphic.
Oh, damn.
Maybe Elias. Maybe Elias for finally.
I like to see Elias come back and do something. Jeez, seriously.
He'll come back, be thrown out, and then he'll disappear for another 6 months.
There you go.
Another name nobody brought up.
Macho Man, and it'll be awesome.
Maybe he'll be in Veer's corner when Veer comes to Raw.
Yeah.
Maybe he filmed a segment with The Undertaker since he was walking by tombstones. And that's why The Undertaker came in.
No.
Maybe The Undertaker just choke slams him real quick. It's going to be a little vignette.
Right?
The recurring theme.
Another name nobody's brought up is Omos.
Oh yeah, nobody brought up. Yeah, he ain't win that shit.
I think he'll probably be the one throwing everybody.
That really tall ninja guy?
He's going to eliminate Omos. Will it be the Big Show coming back? Maybe the trapdoor, AEW?
The trapdoor. Jesus.
Can we say either Santino or Santina?
AEW might show
Stop
up.
that, Jerry.
You know what? If Veer shows up and eliminates Omos, then I will forgive these Veer's coming videos.
Oh, no, there you go. Braun Strowman returns and eliminates Omos.
We haven't talked about Braun Strowman. Never say never.
Or the Fiend.
Yeah, anything's possible. But yeah, you guys can stay tuned to NoDQ.com this week. Any news about the Rumble, you can check out on the website. And then, of course, Saturday night, I'll be doing the play-by-play coverage, match by match, and then I'll be back on here to recap the show. Make sure you guys check out Jeff's watch along. And that's all I got, guys. Thank you all again. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the Royal Rumble, and we will see you all next time. Take care. Good night, everyone.